world is mine.
Are you still learning who you are?
Yeah. I mean, who I am personally.
It's a tough one, right? It's getting right to the point.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like one of those philosophical questions or whatever. But yeah, so two things. Number one, I feel like who I am is always going to be evolving. So yes, I'm always going to be learning who I am because as I get older and as I get more wisdom, I'm always going to be relearning myself because these are like new things. At the same time, there's also like that inner part that doesn't change much, and I feel like as I'm getting older, 27 now, there's reference to this video, that I'm finally to the place in my life where in almost every area, I'm just totally confident with who I am and what I want and what I like, and I don't make excuses for it, and I don't make compromises on it. So,
well, I feel like in the family, we kind of put you into this box on who Alec is, right? And then every time you come near us, you like fill that role of Alec, whatever. But that might be different than who you actually are. So maybe you're kind of rediscovering yourself. Do you think you're kind of learning new things about yourself that maybe be different than kind of the person we?
I feel like the role that the family has me in and who I actually am is different. I think it's interesting that you think I fill that role. What role? What is that role?
I think it just comes down to motor patterns. How you talk to Kaylee or me or Dad. It's just like, oh, you remember the motor pattern of your childhood, and then it just clicks right in. And then maybe you act just a little bit different or whatever.
Yeah, I think maybe with me it's a little different because I think that Dad is trying very hard to break the pattern, and I'm also trying very hard to break the pattern because we didn't, you can hear it just in our conversation that we had today at dinner or whatever. I wasn't the best kid growing up. I know that, like, I could have been a lot better, and I've actually apologized to Dad and Cameron for it. Like, I was kind of a dick. And I was very difficult. And then, they today said that they wish they did some things different also. So, I think in the case with me, like, maybe, like, because it's more comfortable that we're going back to that pattern or that box or whatever. But I think that, I definitely think that, at least for Dad and I, and Cameron too, probably, that we're trying to take me out of that box and create a new identity for me.
I can definitely see that. They're kind of shifting their view of you as you're getting older.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do another one.
Cool.
I thought you would. It was who in the family would make the best president?
Oh, am I included in this?
Oh yeah.
Me, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely me.
Why do you think that?
Because I feel like being president more than anything. Well, okay. Being president more than anything is all about. Not saying you're not charming or anything, but like it's all about being able to listen to the people in the room, and you're basically just a salesman, like all the time. You're really just trying to like broker deals and talk to people and, you know, be on TV and be a personality and all these things. And I think that I would probably be the best at that. I'm also very good at, I think I would be the best at winning the presidency also.
It'd be like you campaigning against like Haley or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely have the ability to connect with people and see what they need and give that to them. You know, I would hope that I would be a lot like Ronald Reagan or whatever, where he would just speak and just people would just kind of just like be happy and just trust him. You know, I think that you would also be pretty good as well. I think that I think Cameron would be really good. I think we'd all be good for sure, but I think that definitely that I'd probably be the best.
Yeah, I actually agree with that for sure. Let's see. Got like 20 of them. I gotta narrow it down. All right, let's say you can gather the entire world. What would you tell them?
If I could gather the entire
and
world.
you could tell everybody with their full attention. You know, what would you tell the entire world? That hit you like a train.
Well, okay, so the Christian in me wants to be like, okay, everybody follow Jesus. You know, and on that note, if we're just doing like a little interview here, still struggling with that. I do believe in Jesus a lot. I'm still trying to figure that out completely. That would be probably the ideal thing.
Yeah.
Right after that, it would probably be like, okay, guys, I want to let you know that being fat is not normal. Not okay. Just letting you know. And I would like lay out like a really nice diet plan for everybody. I would like teach them the facts about carbs and everything. Complete happiness. I want more money. More money would definitely make me happier for sure.
That just means more access to things you want to do.
Well, so like the things that bring me happiness in life are having this conversation with you, you know, hanging out with my family, you know, my cats, doing things with Gracie. Ultimately, like, you know, helping others. And so just the sheer fact that I have to think about money is destroys happiness. So, you know, I think that, you know, success brings about happiness, but I don't personally like the idea of chasing money just for money's sake. I want to like do something with the money, and I want to do something with my life. So I think that for me personally, probably the biggest thing in standing in front of just complete happiness is if I could have more money. I think that would be it. Yo.
Cool. Well, it's not in here, but I'm kind of wondering, what's the inspiring thing you want to do outside of money? Like you have, let's say you're a billionaire. In what way would you want to change the world to get any access? You know, like unlimited access to money.
Well, number one, I would want to help people with health and fitness. Number one is children. I feel so bad about children walking around being obese. Like, that is just fucked up. Like, sorry, I know we had YouTube, I should probably but
no,
that is that's just terrible. You know, the fact that we have parents, for me, that's child abuse. That's just the worst form of child abuse. You're taking a child and they haven't fully formed their identity yet, and they don't have self-confidence, and then you're taking them and you're making them fat, which is disgusting, and you're putting them in an environment of public school where they're going to be ridiculed and hated, and that is so sad, and that's the parents' fault. And so number one, I would attack childhood obesity. because that's just terrible. And outside of that, I would take down the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh yeah, man, that would be a big one.
I would definitely take down the pharmaceutical industry, and then outside of that, I would like to do some Tony Robbins type stuff. So like I'll take on the issue of racism just as an example. So I know this is a sensitive topic, but I personally believe that the saddest part about, I'm not black, so I don't have any authority to speak on this, but this is just what I see on the outside looking in, is that the saddest part about being black is not that you're black and you have these things happen to you because you're black.
Right.
It's the fact that you think inside of you that there is something wrong with you, or that you're not capable of doing other things because your identity is that you're black. And so like what I would like to do is I would like to do like Tony Robbins type stuff and go into like the inner cities and go into just people that are poor and people that don't feel like they have a way out and don't believe in themselves. And I would do the things that I got taught whenever I was coming up by all the self-help people, and I would want to teach them these things, because really it's all a product of the mind. Living in America, I mean, really, if you're the poorest person in America, you're one of the richest people in the world, and you have the capability of, I believe fully that you have the capability of making it out. So that would be great. And then outside of that, it would be, I don't know. Outside of that, it would be for traveling the world and doing things like that probably.
Do you think they start accepting the stereotype to a certain level of like?
Yeah. So the greatest human desire is the desire to stay consistent with your identity. And so a lot of times people, so like you, for example, you have this identity of like you're smart, you're an athlete, you're good looking, you're doing all these great things, and so your desire to stay within that identity, that's your comfort zone. If you were to suddenly like escape that, if you're suddenly to be something else, then that's going to be uncomfortable for you because it's different. And so for most people, their largest like thing is to stay consistent with their identity. So even if you have a negative identity, of somebody that's like, poor and black and stupid, whatever it is, for me it was I had ADHD. Like I was comfortable in that identity. I had excuses.
Oh, interesting.
I lose my keys. Oh, okay, I lost my keys. Okay, it's okay because I have ADHD.
Yeah.
It's an excuse. It's all these things. And so, but I was comfortable in that. Like that was my identity. That's what society saw me as. So I was comfortable there. And so my belief is that, a lot of these things that we are, it's not really that we are these things. It's that's the identity that we have for ourselves. And so if I could go in and let people know, like, hey, look, you can change your entire identity. Like you are not this person. You are whoever you want to be. Write it on the mirror. Say it to yourself every day and become that. That would be great.
Awesome. I'm gonna look for one more.
Okay.
Good.
I just popped my bourbon toe.
What is something that many people take seriously but shouldn't?
That's a good question.
People take things way too serious.
Can I think about this for a second?
Yeah, we can come back to it.
So this is probably not a very good answer because it's like not that insightful or whatever, but I feel like college kids take their finals way too seriously. And what I mean by that is that they find joy in being miserable. So I like watch Gracie's Friends and I watch all these college kids and they're all like, oh my god, I spit like fucking 16 hours straight I haven't eaten. I've fucking been living on Red Bulls, and I've been like fucking, I haven't slept in like 2 days, and I'm so stressed. And they're just like super stressed, but it's not actually that they're stressed, it's that they think that it's cool to be stressed. It's like they're like living in each other's misery, and they think that it's cool to be like, with each other, and they think it's like a competition or whatever to like be more stressed out than the other person. And I think that in general, that's like a very clear example of what is wrong with this entire work system that we have in place. People don't value results, they value time and effort. And so we live in a world where, say I came into an office and I could produce amazing results in an hour, and someone else could come in and produce the same results in 10 hours. If I produced better results in 2 hours and left, I'd get fired. Even though this person over here did more work or did less work in more time, they would be seen as a champion because they worked 2 hours over their 8-hour shift. And so I think that in general people stress way too much about how much they're working and how much time and energy they're spending on working, and so they unintentionally or intentionally, it's probably intentional, they intentionally stress themselves out over the quantity of time, and they don't focus on the result and why they're working. So yeah, you said that was not going to be a good answer. It was a great answer. Thank you. It was very insightful. Not many people would notice that. I mean, I think that's what Dad was talking about, how you have a certain intelligence, social intelligence that none of us have in family. I'm going to see if there's any good ones. Maybe a quick one. What's your favorite quote? I have a few.
I've adopted some of them. Stolen them in my mind.
Your world is a mirror of yourself is my favorite, just because I believe that ultimately I am responsible for everything in my life. And so if something is not going bad, or something is not going good, something's going bad, I know that it's a product of something that I did every time. So my world is literally a direct reflection of myself, and I actually see it on a grand scale, and I also see it on a very minute scale. So just even in an our relationship, I give you lots of love, I love you, I think you're great, and you give me that same feeling back. And you can see that everywhere. You literally get out exactly what you put into the world in every avenue. So one of my favorite quotes is, your world is a mirror of yourself, because it's just important. It's easy to blame everybody else and blame other things and blame circumstances and all these things, but at the end of the day, it's all comes back to you. You are the master of your universe. You are the creator of everything. I created this. So that's probably my favorite quote.